Drones have revolutionized how we see the world, offering breathtaking views and uncovering hidden stories from above. But sometimes, they capture moments that are anything but ordinary, glimpses of the strange and the downright eerie. Bigfoot isn't just a legend of the Pacific Northwest. Ohio's Salt Fork State Park has its own Sasquatch story, and it's just as chilling. Since the 1980s, nearly 40 sightings of this elusive creature have been reported here, with tales stretching all the way back to the Revolutionary War. But in 2017, something extraordinary happened. A drone operator flying over the park captured footage that has Bigfoot believers buzzing. In the video, at the 1-minute 49-second mark, a dark, towering figure emerges near the tree line. Its arms rise as the drone approaches, as if reacting to the intrusion. The figure's massive shoulders and elongated limbs match classic Bigfoot descriptions. But is it really the legendary cryptid, or just a hiker caught in the wrong place at the wrong time? The debate rages on. Salt Fork State Park is no stranger to Bigfoot lore. Known as Ohio's Bigfoot capital, it's a hotspot for sightings, strange vocalizations, and even mysterious footprints. Every year, enthusiasts flock to the park for the Ohio Bigfoot Conference, swapping stories and searching for evidence. The drone footage adds a modern twist to the legend. Skeptics argue the figure could be a person in dark clothing or a trick of light and shadow, but believers point to the figure's size, posture, and remote location as proof something unusual is lurking in those woods. Whether it's Bigfoot or not, one thing's for sure: Salt Fork State Park's mystery just got a whole lot more intriguing. On August 12, 2015, the port city of Tianjin, China, was rocked by a series of massive explosions that turned night into day and left a scar on the landscape. The blasts, caused by improperly stored hazardous chemicals, were so powerful they registered as a 2.9 magnitude earthquake. In the chaos that followed, drones became essential tools, capturing the devastation from above and revealing a sense of apocalyptic destruction. The drone footage shows a gaping crater, over 100 meters wide, surrounded by a wasteland of twisted metal and charred debris. Entire warehouses, once bustling with activity, are reduced to skeletal frames. Cars stacked like toys in a parking lot are melted and mangled, their remains scattered like confetti across the blast zone. The drones hover over neighborhoods where buildings are flattened, their roofs caved in and walls blown outward by the sheer force of the explosions. One of the most chilling aspects of the footage is the toxic aftermath. Thick plumes of smoke rise into the sky, while chemical spills create eerie, rainbow-colored pools on the ground. The drones capture firefighters and rescue workers in hazmat suits, navigating the hazardous terrain in a desperate search for survivors. In some areas, the damage is so severe that the ground is littered with shipping containers, tossed like matchsticks by the blasts. The footage also highlights the human cost. Amid the rubble, personal belongings, a child's bicycle, a torn photograph, a shattered mirror, serve as haunting reminders of lives disrupted. The drones reveal the scale of the disaster, showing how the explosions affected over 10 square kilometers, leaving nothing untouched. Next, we have a story that reveals the darker side of innovation: China's shocking bike graveyards. Bike sharing exploded in popularity worldwide, but in China, it became a cautionary tale of excess. With supply far outpacing demand and local governments cracking down on cluttered streets, millions of shared bikes have been abandoned, forgotten, and left to rust in massive graveyards across the country. Photographer Wu Guyang used a drone to capture the eerie scale of this phenomenon, documenting 15 of these sprawling bike cemeteries. His footage shows endless rows of colorful bikes, red, yellow, blue, piled high like metallic mountains. What was once a symbol of urban mobility now stands as a haunting reminder of waste and mismanagement. The bike-sharing boom began with good intentions. Companies flooded cities with affordable app-based bikes, promising a green solution to traffic congestion, but the market quickly became oversaturated. At its peak, over 70 bike-sharing companies operated in China, deploying more than 16 million bikes. Streets turned chaotic, with bikes blocking sidewalks and piling up at subway stations. Local governments stepped in, impounding bikes by the thousands and leaving companies scrambling to manage the fallout. These graveyards aren't just an eyesore, they're a symbol of a larger issue. Wu's drone footage forces us to confront the consequences of unchecked innovation. As the world embraces shared mobility, China's bike graveyards serve as a cautionary tale, a lesson in balancing progress with responsibility. The Chernobyl disaster of 1986 left behind a haunting legacy, a ghostly landscape frozen in time. Decades later, filmmaker Danny Cook used a drone to capture the eerie beauty of the abandoned city of Pripyat and the Chernobyl exclusion zone. His footage, shot in 2014 for a CBS News report, offers a chilling yet mesmerizing glimpse into a world reclaimed by nature and silence. The drone glides over Pripyat, a city once bustling with life, now a crumbling relic of the Soviet era. Abandoned apartment blocks stand like skeletons, their windows shattered and walls cracked. Inside, remnants of everyday life, children's toys, school books, and furniture lie scattered, untouched since the day 50,000 residents fled in panic. The footage captures the surreal contrast between human decay and nature's resurgence. Trees grow through concrete, vines climb crumbling walls, and wildlife roams freely in what was once a thriving urban center. One of the most iconic images from the footage is the Ferris wheel in Pripyat's amusement park. Rusted and motionless, it was never officially opened as the disaster struck just days before its planned launch. The drone circles the wheel, its empty gondolas swaying slightly in the wind, a poignant symbol of lives interrupted and dreams abandoned. Cook's drone also ventures into the heart of the exclusion zone, where radiation levels remain dangerously high. The footage reveals the haunting remains of schools, hospitals, and factories, all left to decay. In one scene, a classroom is filled with gas masks, a chilling reminder of the disaster's human toll. The drone's quiet hum amplifies the silence, creating an almost otherworldly atmosphere. The footage was later edited into a short film titled Postcards from Pripyat, which won multiple awards and captivated audiences worldwide. Cook's work is more than just visual storytelling. It's a meditation on the fragility of human existence and the resilience of nature. The drone's perspective allows us to see Chernobyl in a way that ground-level footage never could, offering a hauntingly beautiful yet sobering reminder of the consequences of human error. Destruction strikes without warning, leaving lives shattered and communities in chaos. On July 7, 2023, a building collapse in Brazil's northeastern state of Pernambuco became one such tragedy. The multi-story structure crumbled in seconds, leaving at least 8 people dead and several others missing. Rescue teams scrambled to save lives, while drone footage captured the heartbreaking aftermath. The collapse turned the neighborhood into a scene of devastation. Piles of concrete and twisted metal buried hopes and homes as survivors and rescuers raced against time. Authorities confirmed that 4 people were pulled alive from the rubble, a small glimmer of hope amidst the wreckage. But with others still unaccounted for, the search continued, fueled by urgency and desperation. Drone footage revealed the sheer scale of the disaster. From above, the collapsed building looked like a jagged scar on the landscape, surrounded by anxious onlookers and emergency crews. The drone not only documented the tragedy, but also guided rescuers, helping them navigate the unstable debris. Reports suggest that the collapse may have been caused by structural failures, possibly linked to poor construction or the region's harsh coastal environment. The incident has reignited debates about building safety standards and the need for stricter regulations. From crumbling buildings to raging floods, Brazil has faced its share of disasters in recent years. Almost 1 year after the tragic building collapse in Pernambuco, another catastrophe struck, this time in the southern state of Rio Grande do Sul. In May 2024, relentless rains unleashed catastrophic flooding, leaving a trail of destruction and despair. Drone footage captured the scale of the disaster, revealing submerged neighborhoods, shattered lives, and a region fighting to survive. The flooding, described as one of the worst in decades, affected over 67,000 people. A hydroelectric dam collapsed under the pressure, sending a 2-meter wall of water crashing through already flooded areas. The deluge killed more than 30 people, with another 60 missing. Around 15,000 residents fled their homes, while 500,000 were left without power or clean water. Helicopters scoured the region, rescuing stranded families from rooftops and winching them to safety. The drone footage paints a grim picture. Entire towns swallowed by muddy waters, cars and debris floating like toys, and desperate residents clinging to hope. In Candelaria, families waited on rooftops as their homes vanished beneath the flood. That's all from our side today. Which one of these drone footage shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below.